only important thing is that I am a legal elf. The last 2 times I did this lovely thing, word performances, I read from this book that I devoted my life. I'm the slave of Leonard Cohen, and I wrote this. But by overwhelming demand, i.e. 2 messages personalised to me on Facebook, I was asked to read from my last book, which was fiction. I made it all up. So, haven't read from this for 10 years, so this could be interesting. It's called Too Weird for Ziggy, and actually it was called Too Weird for Iggy. And then the publishers, you know, publishers are such difficult humans, they decided they would ask Iggy Pop whether he minded. He didn't say Too Weird for Iggy Pop, but he said he did, and it was too weird for him, so I thought, see you in court, Iggy, but they made me change it, so this is really Too Weird for Iggy with a Z, isn't there? So they're all rock-related stories, these, and I'll just read a little bit from this one called Allergic to Kansas. And it's about this British rock star, you know, young rock star, who's on his first US tour. And this, other than the opening line, is basically true, this part. So part of this is true. Okay, Allergic to Kansas. Everything was fine until Leo started growing breasts. Better than fine, even Leo, with his well-honed sense of his own genius and matching grievance at how long it had taken others to catch on, viewed his achievements with some satisfaction, though he knew he deserved them and more. A #1 album in Britain, a second one climbing the American charts, 5 hit singles, a sold-out US tour, and a supermodel girlfriend who swallowed. Just did I like that? Leonard Cohen wouldn't have let me write the book if I'd have said that. Or probably wanted more than just a book. Okay, and who had, I'm spoiling the story, it's going to get good now, and who had just called to say that her Caribbean shoot had been cancelled, and she was flying straight out to join him on the road, and who would be more than a little upset to see the teeth marks and lacerations that covered his torso, courtesy of a crazy blonde who shagged last night in Kansas. Tell her she can't come, said Murray. The tour manager knew all about problems caused by visiting girlfriends. If he had his way, all women would be banned from the road. Leo shook his head. It's not going to work. No one said no to Phoebe. He wasn't suicidal enough to try, so he chose the grisling option. Murray, she's going to be here tomorrow. What the motherfucker am I going to do? Murray had experience in these matters. He'd worked with bands for years. Moments later, he appeared with a huge roll of wide bandage, ordered Leo to strip, and proceeded to wind it tightly around his body, armpits to pelvis, pelvis to armpits, down, up, down. He said, tell your old lady that you tripped coming off stage and cracked a rib. That's the true part. And Phoebe had fallen for it, not just fallen, but been smitten by such a fit of caring that she stuck around for a fortnight. 2 weeks deep frying under the stage lights like a burrito with legs, and no sex. Not even a hand job. Broken ribs, Phoebe said, can be dangerous, dear. One false move, you could puncture a lung. Come on, baby, let's lie down together and just hold hands and talk. Which was just what he needed after 2 hours of staring down at rows of sweet young cleavage, feeling hornier than a Salvation Army band. He had to I'm blushing at my answer. He had to go These were different times. He'd had to go behind Dave's drum kit for a wank during the guitar solo, and he was sure he saw Ian's guitar tech laughing. He made a mental note to tell the manager to dock his end of tour bonus. 100 years later, Phoebe's shoot was rescheduled. Finally, he could take the bandage off. The cab had barely pulled away when Leo shot back to his hotel room and ripped off his clothes. Standing naked in front of the mirror, he twisted an arm behind his back and tugged at the top of the wide strip of surgical tape that held the bandage down. It was stuck tight. He reached the other arm around, but it stayed put. Murray had done too good a job. Leo picked up the receiver and dialed. The person in room 1601, said the machine, is not available. Leave a message. Murray, where the motherfucker are you? Get your ass in here, he barked, and hung up impatient, and continued to worry at the bandage, grunting, swearing, and trying to tug it round the front so that he could get to it and see if it could make it move, but it refused to budge. Motherfucker, he bellowed. He picked his jeans up off the floor and dug into his pocket for the switchblade he always kept. Flicking it open, he snagged the tip inside the top layer of bandage, carefully pulled it away, and sliced. The sharp blade zipped through the crepe bandage faster than he'd estimated, skidding to a halt on his pubic bone, a small cut but a deep one. It took almost a minute before the blood bubbled to the surface and started a slow drip onto his dick. "Motherfuck," said Leo, much more quietly than usual. "One more inch to the right." The thought struck him dumb. Hands shaking, he took a clean t-shirt from the top of his case and pressed it to the wound, lifting it up now and then to stare at the spots of red. Still trembling, he peeled off the torn layer of bandage which a fortnight of perspiration had glued to the rest. A loose end dangled at the bottom. "Thank the motherfucking Lord," he said, and started to unwind round and around, slowly and carefully, as if his ribs really were broken, or like his mum opening her Christmas presents because she wanted to keep the wrapping paper. After a while, Leo's stomach appeared, its pale skin imprinted with the bandage's waffle marks. Next came his upper abdomen, white as an overexposed photo, only the chest left to go. As Leo tugged the last sweat-tight layer from under his armpits, and two small round breasts popped out. "Well, fuck me," said Murray as he let himself into the room, ready for any emergency except this one. Two faces side by side gawked at the sight in the mirror. "Jesus Christ, Leo," Murray gave a nervous laugh. "Like him so much you've grown your own." "Shut the motherfucker up," wailed Leo, turning so fast from his reflection he hit himself on the back of a chair, which opened the wound, sending the blood coursing more heartily down his thigh. "Whew," said the tour manager, shaking his head. "I can see you're on the rag, I better keep out your way." As Murray left the room, Leo collapsed onto the chair. Only his breasts stayed perky. And I'm going to stop it there so I can get back to sophistication. Dickinson and Leonard Cohen. Because what is a reading without the ukulele? Singing a Leonard Cohen song. And it's funny that I didn't notice until I was reading it, but that was Leo, and that's Leonard's pet name is Leo. It's not Lenny, it's Lenny, but Leo. So I think I've only got about 3 minutes, so I'll do a shorter version. Oh, we have a request for the 16-verse version of this song. Maybe I'll choose a different one. It's 4 in the morning, the end of December. I'm writing you now, just to see if you're better. New York is cold, but I like where I'm living. There's music on Clinton Street all through the evening. I hear that you're building your little house deep in the desert. You're living for nothing now. I hope you're keeping some kind of record. Yes, and Jane came by with a lock of your hair. She said that he gave it to her the night that you planned to go clear. Did you ever go clear? Well, the last time we saw you, you looked so much older. Your famous blue raincoat was torn at the shoulder. You've been to the station to meet every train, and then you came home without Lily Marling, and you treated my woman to a flake of your life. And when she came back, she was nobody's wife. Well, I see you there with a rose in your teeth. one more thin gypsy thief. Well, I see Jane's away. She sends her regards. Well, what can I tell you? My brother, my killer. What can I possibly say? Guess that I miss you. Guess I forgive you. I'm glad you stood in my way. If you ever come by here, for Jane or for me, well, your enemy is sleeping, and this woman is free. Yes, and thanks for the trouble you took from her eyes. I thought it was there for good, so I never tried. Jane came by with a lock of hair. She said that you gave it to her the night that you planned to go clear. Sincerely,